One thing that's different about wood heat is it's friendly heat. That's what I call it because it feels good. You simply don't get the same feeling sitting in front of a propane stove or an electric baseboard heater. Wood heat has got some quality that's way better than anything else. Now, we've looked at the wood pile, and now I want to show you a few things about building fires, keeping them going, and staying safe. Well, the fire's out, and it's a mild day today here on the farm. So this is a good opportunity to get the ashes out. Now, for all of you gardeners, ashes are really important. They contain both phosphorus and potash. And if you know anything about gardening, you know that your plants have got to have those two things. So whenever you dig out your ashes, you should put them into a metal bucket right here. The reason for that is because they almost always have some hot ashes in them. You want to take them outside and let them sit for a while. Make sure they're nice and cold before you pour them on the garden. It doesn't hurt to leave a little bit on the bottom to just spread the heat. Be sure you dig out all the ashes from in front here, because this is where the air comes through for the air circulation system, which is what gives you that nice clean burn. That, and of course the way that you have cleverly managed your wood. Nice clean stuff. Okay, the bucket's full. Let's build a new fire. First thing I do, find okay, that piece is dry. This piece is a bit on the wet side. Put that over there. Now, the dry one we're going to put right here. Like that. Now, stuff in a little bit of paper. Doesn't matter where it goes in, because what you're trying to do, get the stove hot. Once the stove is hot, it burns. I'm going to throw in a paper egg carton. Free range is best. Cardboard. You can put cardboard in too, because it burns hot, burns fast. As I said, the idea is to get the stove hot. Stuff in some more right there. And now we're going to put in, we got some dry wood. We got some, this is lumber we salvaged it from a building site, and it will burn pretty fast. Get things hot. Put that in there. Some more dry stuff right here. I was a Boy Scout for a while, but they kicked me out because I couldn't tie knots. But I did learn how to build a fire with one match before they kicked me out. All right. And once you get the paper going, make sure your thing is pulled out here. There. Got some space in here. It's about that much. I couldn't show you before because the stove was hot, but I'll show you now. About a finger. Okay, fire's starting to go. Here's the next important thing you need to do. Give it a poke. So we're going here. Stick your poker in there. Just move things around a little bit. Prop it up so you got air flowing underneath. And just make sure that the paper doesn't just sit in the back there and smolder. See, that helps. Look at that. Alright, sounds like we got a pretty good fire going here. We're going to leave the dampener pulled all the way out to give it maximum air for a while. We're going to close the door because that will help circulate the heat around in there. Getting the stove hot will ensure that we have a good fire. So now what I want to do is move around the corner here, and I want to show you this wood pile. Okay, now every wood stove manufacturer will give you a little booklet that talks about clearances. This stove company. This is a Regency, by the way. This stove says 15 inches clearance from the side to combustible material. Now, I personally don't regard wet firewood as combustible. But you know, leave a little space here. Now, if it was really, really dry and you were running it really, really hot, then yeah, 15 inches would be appropriate. And of course, the clearance down here would be practically nothing. You don't have to worry about that. So if you've got 15 inches from wet firewood right here, you got plenty, and it'll help dry out the wood. All right. So you can see the thing's burned down quite a bit. We had a lot of wood in there this morning, you'll recall. And so you can see it's burned down quite a lot. Here's what I do to make sure I get the next batch of wood burning. I just haul all of these coals over to this side, like that. And then pick the greenest piece, and you can always tell by the weight, that's a pretty green piece. Stick it in this far side, and you can use your poker to help get it into the back. Hard to lift otherwise. So there's a green piece away from the coals. Here's a dry piece in the middle, and a sort of semi-dry piece on top. Now, if you're really concerned about it going right away, get yourself a piece of trash lumber. This is from a building site. Still got nails in it. Nails don't matter if you have this type of stove. This is a plain Jane stove. It doesn't have a catalytic converter. It doesn't have a thermostat. It just has your basic air injection tubes up in the top here that burn the smoke. If you manage your wood properly, you don't need anything more than this. This stove's about $1,500. You buy one of the more expensive stoves, and it'll handle a lot of this adjustment for you. So we'll put that right there. And now we've got we've got everything we want to get going right here. You can see it's already starting to go. So we'll close the door. But here's what you do. You don't close it all the way. You just close it part way there. Just leave it open just a smidge. Open the dampener. Look at that, it's going. So again, it depends on how cold your house is. Right now we're having a beautiful sunny day here on the West Coast. It's fairly warm. We just mainly want to keep this thing chugging along until nighttime. So we'll just run it for a minute, make sure it's going, and then we're going to close the door, shut the thing down, and it'll mumble along probably around 300 degrees until nighttime, and then we'll put a little more in and show you how to build a night fire. So I think we'll just get her going right there. Looks good to me. Lots of coals, lots of heat, and the green stuff's over there, so as the heat moves across, it'll dry all that out. Another thing you should know about wood stoves is if you run the stove open like that, your heat's going to go from here up the chimney. But every modern wood stove has baffles inside that rotate the hot air around. The hot smoke is rotated around. So you're not going to get as much out of your firewood if you run it with the door open. You have to do this now and then to get it going, but as soon as it's going, and you can see it's really going now, you just damp the thing down, and now it's going to take that long circular path. You'll get your money out of the firewood. Now, if you have a really mild day and you don't want to burn any wood to speak of, but you just want to keep the thing going, here's how you do it. Just take your little pile of coals here. Keep a piece of wood on the other side. Pile up your coals like that. Put a couple of dry pieces of wood in here. And just leave that space. This will burn, and eventually it'll creep over there, and that will burn. And then after 3 or 4 hours, you can open it up, be more coals. If you enjoyed this video, and if you're a do-it-yourselfer or somebody who would like to learn about tools and how to fix things, I've written a book. It's called The Art of Fixing Things. You can buy it on Amazon. It's about $12. It's got over 150 tips and tricks for using tools, making things, fixing things. And there is a little section in here on chainsaws, how to file a chainsaw. And believe me, if you're going to have wood heat, or if you're going to own a chainsaw, you're going to need to know about this. So there you go. The Art of Fixing Things. You can get it on Amazon for about 12 bucks. Thanks.